Hey everyone, welcome back.
It's great to be back.
Ready to dive into something pretty interesting.
Always.
Okay, well today we're looking at bilberries.
Bilberries.
Yeah, specifically how bilberry supplements might impact our health.
Interesting.
Yeah, and we're going to be basing this deep dive on effects of bilberry supplementation on metabolic and cardiovascular disease risk. It's a research review published back in 2020 in the journal Molecules.
Sounds like a good one.
Yeah, so we're going to see what these little berries can do, especially when it comes to things like heart health and metabolic health.
Love it.
Before we jump into bilberries, though, maybe we should start with, well, what exactly is metabolic syndrome?
Yeah, good point.
So what is it and why should we care about it?
Well, metabolic syndrome is basically this cluster of conditions. Think of it like high blood pressure, high blood sugar, too much fat around your waist, and then you've got abnormal cholesterol or triglyceride levels.
Oh,
Yeah, and the problem is when these conditions all occur together, they really increase your risk of developing some serious health problems like heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes.
that's a lot. And I mean, it sounds pretty common, right? I feel like a lot of people struggle with at least one of those things.
You're absolutely right. And unfortunately, it is becoming increasingly prevalent around the world, which is why it's so important to understand and address.
Right. So let's get back to the research paper then.
Hmm.
What does it say about the connection between metabolic syndrome and this thing called oxidative stress?
Right. So oxidative stress is basically an imbalance in the body. Think of it as like a seesaw. On one side, you have free radicals, these unstable molecules that can damage cells and tissues.
Okay.
On the other side, you have antioxidants, which basically neutralize those free radicals and protect our cells.
Got it.
So when there are way more free radicals than antioxidants, that's when you have oxidative stress.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, oxidative stress is strongly linked to metabolic syndrome and its complications, as well as type 2 diabetes and other health problems.
Okay, so that's where bilberries come in, right?
Yep.
I mean, they're known for being rich in antioxidants.
Exactly. And the specific antioxidants we're talking about here are anthocyanins. They're these powerful plant compounds that give berries their vibrant colors, like the deep blue of bilberries.
Right.
Anthocyanins are a type of flavonoid, which is a big family of antioxidants found in fruits, vegetables, and even things like tea and chocolate.
Ah, I see.
And what's really exciting is that there's growing interest in bilberries and anthocyanins for their potential health benefits. And that's what this research review really dives into.
Okay, so spill the beans. What does the research say about bilberry supplementation?
Well, the review summarizes a bunch of studies, and there's some evidence suggesting that bilberry supplementation could have a positive impact on some of those metabolic and cardiovascular risk factors we talked about. Yeah, for example, some studies have shown that bilberry extract might help regulate blood sugar levels, which is super important for people with or at risk of type 2 diabetes.
Interesting. So it could be a potential natural way to help manage blood sugar.
Exactly. And that's not all. Some studies also indicate that bilberries might help improve cholesterol levels, specifically by increasing the good HDL cholesterol and lowering the bad LDL cholesterol.
Wow, so a potential double win for heart health.
Exactly. And there's even some evidence that bilberry supplementation might help reduce inflammation, which is a key factor in many chronic diseases.
Okay, so this all sounds really promising, but I have to ask, is it like a miracle cure?
Well, not so fast. It's important to remember that more research, especially large-scale clinical trials, is needed to confirm these benefits and understand how bilberry supplements can be incorporated into people's diets safely and effectively.
Right, right. Always good to remember that.
And just a quick note on the research itself. It was funded by an internal grant from Cardiovascular Institute of Higher Education, so just keep that in mind.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
So overall, it sounds like bilberries have some really interesting potential when it comes to metabolic and cardiovascular health.
Absolutely.
But more research is needed to solidify those findings.
Right.
It really makes you think, though. What if future research confirms all these benefits? Could bilberries become a regular part of dietary recommendations for people looking to, improve their metabolic and cardiovascular health?
Yeah, that's a great question. It definitely warrants more investigation.
For sure. Well, until then, I guess there's no harm in enjoying these little berries as part of a healthy diet.
Absolutely.
They taste great, and they're packed with those beneficial antioxidants.
Agreed.
Well, I think that wraps up our deep dive into the world of bilberries.
Another good one.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time for another fascinating deep dive.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.